Welcome to the Sara Finkelstein Show, where the next 10 minutes can change your life. Also on Spotify, SoundCloud, and iHeartRadio. Here's Sara.
I got a question for you. Does ignoring issues or challenges make them go away? I think we might believe so, or we'd like to believe that it does, but most of us know the answer to that one. We can certainly kick it down the road, deal with it tomorrow. And when tomorrow comes, we say to ourselves again, oh, I'll deal with it tomorrow. Before we know it, a month has gone by, a year has gone by, a decade has gone by, because time flies. And as you get older, it flies by faster and faster. But what happens when you kick it down the road? You make those issues or challenges bigger and greater than they were at first. And now, of course, you're older by a decade or maybe more. Take this for example. You know that you should be increasing your life insurance coverage because what you have at work is just not enough to truly protect your family. And you probably also are aware that once you leave your job, that policy is also gone. What is the right amount of coverage that you should have? Is it 200,000, 500,000, $1 million, or maybe even more? You delay and delay, and then you're older, and maybe you become uninsurable. What would happen to your family if your life insurance coverage was just $100,000? Will that allow you to pay off the mortgage? Would that cover the cost of college tuition for your children? Would it allow your spouse to stay home and raise the kids? And the answer you probably know is probably not. So delaying and procrastinating does nobody any good, especially your loved ones. Or here's another example. You're in your 50s, or maybe you're in your 60s, or even your 70s, and you have not taken any steps to protect your nest egg from the devastating costs of long-term care. And what is long-term care? Long-term care is that extended health care that people need as we get older, where we can no longer take care of ourselves 100% of the time. And wouldn't you know it, Medicare does not cover, doesn't pay for long-term care. So let me ask you, do you know how expensive long-term care is? Regardless of where you get your long-term care services provided to you, whether it's in your home, which most people want to stay at home as long as possible, or whether it's provided to you in an assisted living community or a nursing home, it is very expensive and definitely not getting any cheaper. You're probably looking at maybe 50,000 to $100,000 a year, and in some cases, way more than that. What if you need it for 4 years or 10 years or the rest of your life? Where will that money come from? How will this affect the well-being of your loved ones, your family? Not just financially, but emotionally as well. Oh, and you say, it won't happen to me. Maybe, if you're lucky. The statistics indicate that 2 out of 3 people over the age of 65 will need long-term care. And some of them for a short period of time, and then others might need it for 10 or 15 years. People who have Parkinson's or Alzheimer's could need long term care for a decade or longer. So, what will happen if you don't put a plan in place? Typically, what I've seen happen is people use their retirement nest egg to pay for those extended healthcare costs in retirement. And is that truly your intention? Is to use that money that you worked for, saved for your golden years to be used on healthcare expenses? And then what happens to the other spouse who is healthy and still needs those dollars to keep them going in retirement? Here's another example where people tend to procrastinate, kick it down the road to another day, another year, or another decade. You have money in the market, right? And all of your money in the market. That's not unusual. I've heard that many times from clients, even older clients, having all of their money in the market. Well, it's where it's subject to risk, right? The market is risk. And we all know that the market goes up and the market goes down. But what if the market goes down at the worst possible time for you in your situation? What if you're planning to retire next month and your retirement account is reduced by 50%? How is that going to affect your retirement? Shouldn't you be taking some steps to at least protect a portion of your hard earned retirement dollars? Don't you need to get a portion of your money safe and guaranteed? And another matter that people tend to procrastinate on is getting a plan in place to provide them with lifetime income. We all know that people, most Americans, do not have access to a pension anymore. And once you retire and leave your job, you're also leaving your paycheck behind. It won't take you too long to realize that Social Security alone will not cut it unless you drastically reduce your lifestyle. So everybody needs guaranteed income in addition to their Social Security retirement benefits. You can create a plan to provide for yourself and your spouse, even if you live to 102, as Paul's grandmother did. 102 is a long life, and some people will make it to 100 and beyond. So, what can you do to improve your financial situation? Create a plan, put it in writing, work with a financial professional with whom you feel comfortable and you feel that you can trust them. And if you would like a copy of my book, which you could see on the screen, Wisdom for Women, discover the challenges that you must overcome to live the life and retirement you deserve. Just text me at 561 302 5760, and I'll happily send you a copy of my book.